tonight we're very lucky to have with us three very prominent Liberal Democrats. Firstly, Paul Scriven, leader of Sheffield City Council and prospective parliamentary candidate for Sheffield Central at the next election. We're also joined tonight by Paddy Ashdown. Paddy is former leader of the Liberal Democrats, formerly High Representative for Bosnia and Herzegovina, and now a member of the House of Lords. And of course we're joined by Nick Clegg, Member of Parliament for Sheffield Hallam and leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Hi, yeah, just a quick one. How do you feel about Nick Griffin from the BNP appearing on Question Time?
I think the BBC was right. I hate the guy. I think they're odious, they're fascists, they're vile, they peddle hatred, but they are a political party who've got 2 MEPs elected. And you can't be choosy in your democracy. You know, just because I think these people are despicable, it doesn't mean you can somehow, and just as I am dismayed that they attracted close to 1 million voters, you can't brush that under the carpet. So you have to take them on. You have to take them on. And we have taken them on very successfully, the Liberal Democrats. Do you remember a few years ago, everyone used to say Burnley was going to be the first BNP-run town. It was just declared as an absolute certainty. The BNP were going to sweep the board. Well, we now run Burnley. I'm very hopeful that we will have the next MP for Burnley will be a Liberal Democrat. In the local elections this year, 6 county seats in Burnley were up for grabs. All of them had Labour councillors in them. Labour lost every single one of those council seats. We won 5 and the BNP won 1. And when I ask my friends in Burnley, how do you beat the BNP? They say to me, you don't beat the BNP by saying, oh, they're nasty, they're fascist, or whatever. You beat them by simply saying to people, these people peddle hate, and hate won't build an extra school, won't provide an extra affordable home, won't create an extra job, won't help you or your family in any way whatsoever. They are useless. They are utterly useless. And I think that is the kind of thing that we need to articulate to people, not hope that you can somehow put the genie back in the bottle. It's out there, we now need to deal with it, not pretend somehow that it shouldn't exist in the first place.
First of all, for everyone, much of the electorate, from what I can see, feel that it's inevitable that we'll end up with either a Labour or Conservative government this time around, probably a Conservative one. And a lot of people feel that a Lib Dem vote is a wasted vote. That's always been a problem. Accepting that, why will you not even entertain the prospect of coalition government when you could be capitalising on that vote that people think is wasted?
Okay, should we just... I've stood up, I'm sorry. This is an awful Commons habit. I really don't accept the premise that you described, that a Lib Dem vote is a wasted vote. And I'll tell you why. It's not just bluster from the leader of the party. It's based on an observation about what's been happening to British politics and British democracy over the last 20, 30, 40 years. 50 years ago or so, the duopoly that you described, Labour and the Conservatives, was basically complete. And that, of course, was, I think, fitting in a world where we had very stark ideological choices: capitalism, communism, the working class versus the ruling class, south versus north, city versus country. You know, it was a world where you could divide things in twos rather easily. The 1951 general election, 2%, only 2% of people who voted for a party other than the Labour and the Conservative parties. So your characterisation that you just described, I think, fitted then. Does it fit now? And I just think the facts show that it doesn't, that duopoly has broken down. The last local elections this year, that figure of the people not voting for one of the 2 old establishment parties shot from 2% in 1951 to over 40%. You have this huge number of people who are just not playing the game at all. More people not voting in the last 2 general elections than voted for the winning party. So things have changed much, much more than your characterisation allows. 1 in 4 of all people who voted at the last general election voted for the Liberal Democrats. 1 in 4. 6 million people, more than any other Liberal party in Europe. Now, I simply refuse to airbrush out of the equation the wishes of 6 million people. I just think it would be a complete abdication of certainly my ambition and the ambition that my party now has to say our sole purpose in British politics is to cling on the coattails of another party.